A certificate of occupancy is extremely important to you, the buyer. You want to make sure that when you buy this property, that you can use it for the purposes you purchased it for. If it's a home, you want to make sure that you can live there. If it's a commercial property of some sort, you want to make sure you can have a store there or a manufacturing facility there. Whatever it is that you're doing with this property, you want to make sure that you do. We as a title company recognize that that's important to you, and therefore we get the C of O for you. We acquire it from the building department or the town department or the village department where that document's on file. We produce it, we put it in the title report, but extremely important, you should understand, we do not insure C of Os. We do not ensure that the property is being legally used for the purposes you want to legally use it for. We don't ensure that it's accurate in any way. We merely say to you, this is what we pulled from the Department of Buildings or whatever the similarly named department is in the town or village or county or locality where the property is located, and we produce it and we put it in the title report. You see that, and if the C of O is exactly what you want it to be, you're buying a one-family house, it's a one-family, or you're buying a four-family house, and the C of O is for a four-family, or it's a manufacturing property, and if you see the C of O is for manufacturing, you're in great shape, you're happy, there's no problem. You don't have any title insurance from us to protect you in that respect, but you're comfortable and you know that you got what you think you were buying. However, if it turns out that you didn't get what you think you were buying, as I said, there's really no coverage and there's not very much that you could do about it. So you think you're buying a one-family, C of O is for a four-family. What are you going to do about it? There's a lot of things you could do about it. You could try and get that C of O converted from a four-family to one-family prior to closing. You could have money escrowed. You could hold back some money at the closing to pay for that change. You could live with it and say, okay, what the heck, it's a four-family, so be it. There's a lot of things you could do, and a lot of those things will permit you to close, because they'll permit you to close because we as a title company are not ensuring that the C of O is accurate, and therefore we're not holding you up in any way and saying, hey, we're not giving you title insurance on this because there's a problem with the C of O, because quite frankly, there's no title insurance on it at any rate. That information we provide for you is what we call for information purposes only. We provide this information for you so you know what it's all about, but we're not insuring it. The reason I've taken a little bit of time at this point to discuss the C of O is that a C of O is treated very, very differently or is viewed very, very differently by the bank from the owner. So in most cases, the bank and the buyer are going to be on the same page here. If the buyer's upset, if the bank's upset about the C of O, the buyer's going to be upset about the C of O. If the bank wants something done and is saying, I'm not going to let you close, with that bad C of O, the buyer's probably not going to want to close with that bad C of O. But sometimes the bank and the buyer are not lined up in that situation. So let's say you have a situation where somebody's buying what they thought was a residential property, and it turns out when the C of O is produced in the title report, the C of O is for a manufacturing facility or some other commercial facility. You might have a buyer, if he was buying for all cash, might say, you know what, that really stinks. That's not what I thought it was. I thought I was getting a property that was that had a residential C of O. But okay, I'm cool with it. No problem. I'll close with the quote-unquote bad C of O. I don't mean it's a bad C of O. It's just not what the person thought they were buying. And after the closing, I'll take whatever work I'll hire is necessary. I'll hire an architect. I'm a lawyer. I'm a smart guy. I'll fix it up, and I'll get the C of O changed. That's if the guy's buying for all cash. However, now take a situation where there's a mortgage involved. Buyer might say, hey, I'm willing to live with this bad C of O. I'll deal with it after the fact. I can almost guarantee you at a very high 99.9% certainty that the bank is not going to take the same view of things, and that the bank's going to say, hey, I don't care what you do, what you want to do with it. We're not going to let you close with that bad C of O. We're not going to lend you